Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
Read through. Okay. Hey, shalom. It's your brother, the Great Millstone Charlotte, coming with another live lesson through the Spirit and Power Yahweh by Shem Shai. First and foremost, we want to start by giving our praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakah Hakwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone that rule well, and peace and blessings to the hopeful elect pushing this word with all truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
Now, as you can see by the title, the Great Taking is prophecy. And it's inspired by the title of this article for Blacklisted News. It reads, "The Great Taking: How They Can Own It All." Right? And reading through, which we'll just touch on briefly. This first little paragraph, it reads, "You'll own nothing and be happy. David Webb has gone through the 50-year history of all the legal constructs that have been put in place to technically enable that to happen. You know, and it says the great taking, who really owns your assets. So this article is going into pretty much how the people of the world are about to lose ownership to their assets, but you know the lesson is really it's all leading into this MOTB system that's about to be put in place, man, right? So when it says the great taking, how they can own it all, it's all prophecy because Esau's main objective is to own the souls of the people, man, right? To have complete ownership, right? And put himself in the stead of the Most High, man. You know?
Kanye, you want me what happened to the article?
Well, that was all the article we are gonna read. We're not gonna read into the whole thing, just that first little
Kanye.
paragraph.
Got a quick
But
read though.
go ahead, go ahead.
This is the Hoyam Psalms chapter 2, we get verse 1. Alright, it reads, "Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? The kings of the earth set themselves and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh, the Lord shall have them in derision." Now it says, why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? You see, a vain thing is ultimately going into this NWO. They actually feel like they're going to continue to thrive and to be in prosperity like they've been in. It says, why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? You see, even the subordinates, they don't know what's going on, or the worker bees, so to speak. The ones that's not in the know. Even they're some of them are taking hold to this vain thing. All right, it says the kings of the earth set themselves together. All right, and we see this in the different summit meetings they have. The G7s, the G20s, pretty much the different group meetings that these world leaders come up together and pretty much plan together. But nevertheless, you would never see an Israelite with any type of say so in those particular meetings. You know, and specifically, it goes into keeping us down as a people, like it's mentioned in Psalm 83. It says, and rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed. All right, pretty much, because you got Esau, Edom spearheading this event. So pretty much, the goal is to take counsel against the Lord and the Israelites. And their last hoorah, so to speak, is going to be this NWO for perpetual slavery.
Because that first slavery, right, that they had Jake in was just a test run, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now they see what they did wrong, so called, during that time, and they can they can implement new what's the word? New ideas and new plans, right, to make it more efficient, more streamlined. That's why we're seeing um, the way the world is moving in the fashion today. So I wanted to grab this real quick. Just going into how this is all prophecy, right? And it all started from the beginning with Esau's blessing. And it says Genesis 27, and I'll start in verse 37. It reads, "And Isaac answered and said unto Esau, Behold, I have made him thy lord, and all his brethren. have I given to him for servants, and with corn and wine have I sustained him. What shall I do now unto thee, my son? And Esau unto his said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and of the dew of heaven from above. Right? So they've been given, all these things. Could you grab Job 9 and 24?
Mm-hmm.
About the stuff. You know, this was his blessing, man. Right? He was blessed to have this dominion that he's been given, for this little season, as the scriptures say, right? And he's been, doing the most with it, right? So now, we're starting to see, that the what's the word, the fulfillment, of all their enterprises, man. But as we know through the scriptures and through what prophecy says, they're not gonna reach, those heights, man, right? Was it Job 15 where it talks about that at the fullness of his sufficiency?
I'm going to get Job.
You can go grab that. Yeah.
This is Job chapter 9 verse 24. It says, The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?
Right. So it's given, man. Right. They were given, this power seat. They were given this ruling influence. Right. They were given the blessing of the sword. Right. Because reading on down in verse 39 or verse 40, it says, And by thy sword thou shalt live, and shalt serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. Right. So the sword, is their blessing, man. They were blessed with the fatness of the earth, right? And then they were blessed with the sword, for this little season, for this small amount of time. And we're watching them exercise that, to the fullest extent right now, man. That's why, the title of the article, The Great Taking, they were actually given this, man. They were given the power to take, everything, man. But now they're stepping outside their, their lot. Or, they're trying to take over the souls of the elect, the souls of the Israelites, right? But the Lord isn't going to have that to be so, man. Could you grab Revelation 6 and 4?
Con. This is Revelation chapter 6. And verse 4. All right, reads, says, And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword.
Right. So just, adding on to that Genesis 27, right? The power was given to him, right, to take peace from the earth, right? To take, right? All Esau does is take. He doesn't have anything of his own. Everything that he has is something that he's been taken or has taken from another people, right? And ultimately it's the Lord giving him, that power, right? Giving him that sword, giving him that strength, that might, right? To be able to accomplish these things, man. But like I quoted, this is Job 20 and verse 22. It says, In the fullness of his sufficiency he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. When he is about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. Right. So they're gonna think, right, they're in, that's the pride of these devils. They're in the mindset that nothing can stop them, man. Right. They're in the state of mind that, they're gonna be able to do this regardless of the consequences. Right. So they have no fear of Yahweh Shem Shai. So we're seeing them, about to fill their belly, but the Lord is about to tear this whole thing apart, man. Right? But we see He's going to allow them to take and take and take and take, and the majority of the people are going to be given over to this devil, man. Right? When this MOTB is ultimately introduced to the world as a means of salvation, the 2/3 and these heathen out here are going to be given over, to the mark of the beast, man.
Okay.
Could you grab Habakkuk 2 and start in verse 1? We'll read down to 9.
This is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 1. So it says, I will stand upon my watch and will set me upon the tower and will watch to see what he will say unto me and what I shall answer when I am reproved. Verse 2. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision in which, I'm going to read it again, it says, I will stand upon my watch and will set me upon the tower and will watch to see what he will say unto me and what I shall answer when I reprove. Because pretty much, like it says in Isaiah 62 and verses 6, 7, and 8, somewhere in there, talks about how the Lord set up watchmen on the walls of Jerusalem. So the job of a watchman is to stand on that watch, all right, and to do the job of a watchman, which is pretty much Shamarium and Lashwan Kodash, which is to save a life, you know. Verse 2, and the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon table, that he may run that readeth it. And the vision's going into the prophecies. All right, it says, and make it plain. And that word plain is ba'ar, which means to pretty much explain in detail everything about a particular subject matter, or a prophecy in the scriptures. It says that he may run that readeth it, so that the elect can understand. Verse 3, it says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry.
That's what we're seeing right now, right? Everything that's written in the book is coming to pass, right? We're just waiting, biding our time, and as we see prophecy unfold, man, right? You saw Edom getting to great heights, great heights of pride, great heights of control. This devil executing his blessing with the sword is all part of prophecy, man.
Verse 4, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith.
Mm-hmm.
We get a quick precept. This is Ezekiel chapter 28. And verse 2, it says, verse 1, it says, the word of the Lord came again unto me, saying, Son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus, thus said the Lord power, because thine heart is lifted up. Going into the precept we just got, it says, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. So I'm reading again. It says, Son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus, thus saith the Lord power, because thine heart is lifted up, and thou hast said, I am a power. I sit in the seat of power, in the midst of the seas. Yet thou art a man, and not the Most High. Though thou set thine heart as the heart of the Most High. And how does he do this? He does it through setting up his laws, decrees, and statutes. Writing them in verse of the scripture, saying that this is what you're supposed to follow. All right. So it says, behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that they can hide from thee. With thy wisdom and with thine understanding, thou hast gotten thee riches, and hast gotten gold and silver into thy treasures. By thy great wisdom, going to his left hand knowledge, and by thy traffic, all right, his business, his trade, his merchandise, hast thou increased thy riches, and thy heart is lifted up because of thy riches. You see, going back to where it says, which that can be likened to Esau, Edom, but verse 4 says, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him. You see, so he's lifted up because of his position and his pride. Pretty much his pride is fueled by his position that he has in the earth. So it says, but the just shall live by his faith. Yet also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is his death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth up, and heapeth unto him all people.
And that's what we're seeing, right? That taking, that Esau Edom is doing. The great taking is them enlarging his desire as hell, right? And him being as death, him spreading, death and despair across the earth, right? Spreading himself as that green bay tree, right?
Mm-hmm.
It says he cannot be satisfied, right? So no matter how far he goes, no matter how many lives he takes, no matter how much land he obtains, no matter how many resources they have, right? They still want more, and that's what we're seeing is them executing, that more, right? It says he gathers unto him all nations, right? Because they're in every land. It says, and heapeth unto him all people, and they want all people, man. That's why they want to put that device inside you because they want to have full control over the entire populace of the earth, right? And if they don't have that control, they want you dead, man, right? They either want you physically dead or just completely separated from the society, man.
Keep going in that.
Kind of, we'll read down to 9.
Okay. Verse 6, it says, shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his, how long unto him that ladeth himself with thick clay.
Now it goes into that debt, right? But it says, "Woe," meaning destruction unto them that increases that which is not his, right? Because this power was given unto him, but what they're doing is still, taking things that are not theirs, man. Right? So they're gonna have to meet a gruesome end, for all of this, man.
Verse 7, shall not shall not uh rise up, shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, thou shalt be for booties unto them.
Right? So the shoe is gonna be on the other foot, as they say. Right? All these things that they've done unto these other nations is starting to turn back on Babylon the Great, man. And then even going up further on the ladder, right? The way these elites have been moving, right? It's gonna get turned on their heads, man. So the way that they did, they've been, what's the word? Influencing the world in wickedness, right? Pushing death upon the world, right? When righteousness gets established, they're going to be put to the bottom, as Yasharala is put to the top, man.
And it's starting on this side,
Hmm.
in reference to the shoe being on the other foot. This is Yeshaya Isaiah 33 and verse 1. It says, woe to thee that spoilest, and thou was not spoiled, and dealest treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee. When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled, and when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee. And that's pretty much what America, Babylon the Great has done. And that's also, what Esau has done as a whole nation. And it says treacherously. That word treacherously goes into by God, which means to cover or to act covertly. So while Esau Edom moves covertly, you know, and keeping everybody else, they got a certain agreement with everybody else. They got their behind the scenes deals. What ultimately looks after themselves. You see, that's why we see in these other nations pretty much doing what's advantageous or beneficial to those specific nations, i.e., like the BRICS. They're pretty much teaming up, and the U.S. is being kept out of the loop.
Hey, grab Jeremiah 30 and 16.
Uh,
So, because that's basically just laying back off what you just read in Isaiah.
this is Jeremiah 30 and 16. It says, "Therefore all they that devour thee, therefore all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries, every one of them, shall go into captivity, and they that spoil thee shall be a spoil, and all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey."
So the takers are going to be taken, man. Right? The men who have made it their business, right, to go and take everything from the world. Everything's going to be taken back from them. right? Yeah, and then some, man. You know,
Mm-hmm. All right, back to Habakkuk, verse Habakkuk 2 and verse 8. It says, "Because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee." Going back to Isaiah 33 and 1. "Because of men's blood, and for the violence of land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein."
right? Because they've taken the lands by violence, man. Right, rape, robbery, and murder. Right, repeatedly. That's their mo. You know, and we even see it taking place right now. Right. You know, we got these Russian Edomites. Right. We got these UN soldiers. You know, even we see what's going on. You know, allegedly. You know, between Hamas and those Israelis over there, right? That's Esau's, playbook, man. You know, rape,
Mhm.
robbery, murder. You know, they go in, they take, they rape, and they rob and murder. That's it.
Mhm. Um, Pretty much tying it to. Uh, could you repeat that point again?
This Esau's MO is, to rape, rob, and murder. You know, everything they go in, and that's uh, their plan of action. Right? They kill, they
Hmm.
rape, and then they take.
Oh, going into you mentioned the proxy wars pretty much. 'Cause you said allegedly,
Right?
because that's also them them dealing treacherously, you know, because ultimately that's a superpower working through a smaller group, so that the superpower itself doesn't have to directly get involved. But you see,
Right.
we understand, who's ultimately in this war, so to speak.
Right. Exactly.
I'm gonna keep going. It says Habakkuk 2 and 9. It says, "Woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil."
Right. So woe to him. Because that's what we see happening. They're trying to put themselves in such a high esteem, high estate, that they're untouchable. But it's all prophecy, right? The Lord has that mindset put on these devils, man. Right? The pride of thine heart has deceived thee, as you read in Obadiah, man. So everything you see these devils doing, there's no heights that they can reach that they will be able to escape, from Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. You know.
Okay.
Um, we can get James 5, and we'll read 1 through 4. And then, I mean, if you had anything else, that'll be pretty much it.
Okay. This is James chapter 1 and verse, James chapter 5 and verse 1. "Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you.
Hmm.
Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth eaten. Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rest of them shall be a witness against you, and and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped treasure together for the last days."
Right. So what we're seeing, is them heaping these treasures together for the last days. Right. These devils storing resources in these bunkers. Right. These mountain retreats, these underwater safe houses. Right. All these places that they're doing this. It's going to be worthless, man. They've heaped these riches together for the last days. But it's going to be for naught. Right. And even how they heap those things together is they went and took all of these things, man. Just going back to the article, you know, they went in and took the great taking, and then ultimately them taking access to the bodies of the people through that MOTB, man.
Verse 5 or verse 4 says, "Behold, the hire of the laborers who have," I'm reading again, says, "Behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud, crieth, and the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth."
Hmm. So what we're seeing right now is the cries of the elect going out, and the Lord is hearing our pleas, man. He's hearing us begging for him to destroy this place, right? So everything that we see happening, is a result of those cries going out. We wouldn't see Esau getting to the magnitude he is without the Lord having a plan, to mitigate that, right? He's not just going to let them keep going to, heights unknown, and to be an unstoppable force, right? There's bounds that he cannot pass, right? But until we see that, that great taking, right, where they talk about how they want to own everything, you will own nothing, they will own everything, right? That's what we're seeing taking place right now. So we have to prepare our minds, prepare our spirits for the persecution, for the lack of resources, right? To be separated from our families, right? Right. All these things, is because Esau Edom is about to take, everything, man. Um, let me see here. I might have one more. It's a lot. Um, okay. This is Micah chapter 2, and I'll start in verse 1. It reads, "Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand," right? Because the Lord gave them that power. He gave them that control, right? For this little season again. It's not a long time in comparison, right? Well, however many 100 years, 1,000 years is not comparable to eternity, right? So this is just a speck in time, right? It says they covet fields and take them by violence, right? Going into them taking uh, the houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. So this is what we're seeing right now. With them continuing to take, right? They take away your goods, they take away your access, right? They take away your family. All these things is Esau Edom, taking ownership into forcing the people to believe that he is, man, instead of believing that Yahweh Shem Shai is, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But that was pretty much it. I mean, let's get that Revelation 13, 15, and 16 too. We might as well.
Okay.
'Cause that ties into.
This is Revelation chapter 13. And we'll get verse 15. It says, "And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, and that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed."
And that's what we're seeing right now, slowly taking place, right? That image being established, in the land, right? That these Babylonian ways, right? All these things that people have made themselves accustomed to, that stem back to the Roman Empire, to ancient Sumeria, ancient Babylon, right? These are the ways of the beast, right? That's the image.
Verse 16. "And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a charagma in their right hand or in their foreheads,
hmm
and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the charagma or the name of the beast or the number of his name."
So that's part of that great taking, man. You know, they're taking taking your spirit. They're taking your, as the scriptures go into, right? Let me see if I think it's in the 14th chapter. Those who take that mark, are gonna face that same wrath, man, because they've bowed the knee, to Baal, man. Let me see if I can find that.
You want a
Count,
Revelation 14?
count 14 and 9. 9
This
and 10.
is Revelation 14 and 9. It says, "And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, If any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his charagma in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and the presence of the Lamb."
Right. So that's what, their ultimate goal is to make people worship the beast, right? When it says how they can own it all, in order to own it all, they're going to force the masses, into, complete worship, of this beast system, right? So, the great taking, is prophesied, man. But as we read in Job 20th chapter, that when he gets to the height of his sufficiency, man, the Lord is going to, cast this place down, man, right? And destroy it with that nuclear fire, right? And ultimately, the elect are going to be saved out of that. Lord willing, we be of that number, that we endure unto the end, you know. But, it was just a quick lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Shem Shai. We pray the lesson was edifying through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Shem Shai. We want to close by giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone that rule well and teach well, being great examples to us younger brothers, and peace and blessings to the hopeful elect, pushing this word with all truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Shalom, shalom. Hey, Kwame Yasharala, and the Baba Ball, man.
Baba Ball.
Shalom.